Guys, welcome back. So today we're going to be making a closure wig. It's going to be a super long video, but I don't want to take too much time. So I'm going to do my best to kind of put all the information that you're going to need in this video. This video I'm going to be making an entire wig, and I'm also going to be doing a color. I'm not really going to go really detailed into the color section because this is a wig making video. This is not really a color video. So right now I'm just creating my guidelines. As you guys can see, I am using a clothing measuring tape to kind of like help me to be persistent with my guidelines. So if you're not really a good sketcher or drawer, whatever they call them, type of person, then you can use a measuring tape to kind of assist you, to kind of help you, guide you with how many inches of space or how many space you leave apart from your guidelines. So I'm using 1 inch per line. So that's 1 inch away. That is good enough to kind of allow me to put in 2.5 bundles plus a closure. So the bigger the guidelines, the less hair is going to be on the wig. So that's why you create your guidelines. So if you want to add in more hair, of course, you're going to make the guidelines way more smaller and so on. Okay, so let's move right into this video. Alright, so once you measure your guidelines, now it's time to actually start making your wig. And like I mentioned, this is going to be a closure wig, and I'm just going to give you guys a couple of tips. So even though I'm going to make this wig on a machine, I still like to stitch on my closure by hands, just because it's pretty easy then when I get on the sewing machine. Because what I found was when I pinned down my closure and then I try to stitch it on the sewing machine, I just felt like it would move around way too much, and I found myself always having to start over. So I figured out that like just doing a gentle stitch, not tight, I'm just kind of like gluing it down in a way, or making it stay on the cap so it's easier for me to stitch it on the sewing machine. So that's what I'm doing over here. I'm just hand stitching it first, and then I'm gonna go on the sewing machine and then stitch it again, since this wig is not a hand stitch wig. It's gonna be made on the machine because it makes my life easier, and it also helps me to get products to you faster. So yeah. Alright, so like I said, I just stitched the closure onto my cap. Then I'm gonna move to the sewing machine, and then I'm gonna stitch it. Okay, like I said, the stitches that you do on here with your hands doesn't need to be neat. This is just my way to make sure that my closure stays in place and it doesn't slide on the cap, and now my wig is too small or too big. So this is just a way that I make sure that the measurements that I made on the mannequin's head is accurate and my closure is in the right place. Okay, you can do the pinning method, but this is just what I do, honey. You got to make sure life is always what? Easier for you. I wish you could see my face when I did that. Alright, so let's jump right into like making this wig. So I really don't want to like hold you up or anything like that, so I'm going to get right to the point. This right here I'm showing you is called double wefting. So I just double the weft of my hair extensions on the sewing machine. The reason why I do that, because it makes it really easy for you to be able to stitch on the wig cap and on the sewing machine. Okay, the hair I'm going to be using is my double drawn hair. When I tell you this is top quality human hair, I truly mean it. It is the best human hair you're ever going to lay your hands on, period. Dead ass. For the most acceptable price. That's what it is. The most acceptable price. Hey, most acceptable price. guys. What? Sorry. But yeah. Anyway, so I just want to show you guys my bundles. When I tell you this is some good hair, this is some good hair. You can see it already. This video has no editing and whatever not. So I'm going to jump into like just showing you guys the machine settings that I use when I am making a wig. Okay, so the sun came out of nowhere, disrespectful as hell. Just decided to, you know, block off everything that I'm gonna show you guys. So basically, frick, man. I hope you guys can see that. But I set my machine on 4, and I believe my zigzag is on 2.5. And sometimes I alternate in between. It really depends where I'm stitching. When I'm in the middle of the wig, then I change my tension. So basically, I'm stitching on zigzag, and it's on 4 and 2, and sometimes 3. Okay, I'm sorry. The sun decided to just be like, shine the light on these hoes. Sorry. But no. Anyways, so basically that's the machine setting. You can find whichever one works better for you. This is what works better for my machine, so it doesn't get stuck. Okay, so let's get into stitching. So first thing first, I start off by, of course, stitching the closure, because obviously that is the first part of the wig, right? So I stitched down the closure using zigzag, and I made my zigzag setting a little more tighter just for the closure, and then I'm going to move it back to 4. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stitch on the closure, and then we're going to stitch on the bundles, and then we're going to move into the coloring section of this video. Like I said, I don't want to make this video super long because it could possibly be very long, only because I'm doing so much in just a short tiny video, right? So I'm gonna try and give you guys all of the details and all of the gist that you need. So far I've gone through how I make the wig and the key important things to remember: the type of hair I'm using, the tension, my machine settings, and how I customize the bundles and stuff like that. So the guidelines, you've got everything you need to realistically do a wig, you know. But if you still need more help, then come to me, baby. Come to me. I help you. This is what I'm here for, you know. So I'm gonna go ahead, stitch on the closure, and then I'm gonna stitch on the bundles after. So I completed the wig. Now I'm just going to jump into the coloring section of this video. Like I said, I wasn't really going to go detail into the coloring section because that's not what it's about. But I went ahead and basically bleached my closure. That's what I was showing you. I do have a bleach video, so you guys can check that out. And I'll be making more because every time I'm always looking for new formulas that are going to work better for me. So for this color today, I'm using like, I believe it was 3 different developer, because I think it's going to be about 3-tone wig, okay? I framed this video a long time ago. Now I'm just doing the voice video and editing it, so I could be wrong. But I believe I used a 40, a 30, and then I used 2 brands of bleach. The reason for that, one of them can lift a little more higher than the other one, and they both have different undertones when they lift. So that's why I'm using 2 different brands. So yeah, as I mentioned, I was not going to go deep into the coloring portion of this video, and I truly meant that. I literally just jump right into the next step. I just want you guys to see the finished result of after when I was done making the wig. So I did some highlights, I did some chunks, I did some baby lights. This has a whole bunch of different contrasts, but it turned out beautifully. This is just the wig without any toner. This is just the bleach section of the wig. Using the 2 different volume of developer really to create 2-dimension look. So this is not color video, so I'm really not going to go into it like that. It does have a little bit of yellow in there, but I do like the yellow for now. Later on, I'm definitely going to make it more ashy, only because it looks good right now. So, but then, like I said, later on, I might want to make it ashy, but I kind of like this look as well. So I'm going to, you know, tone it down a little bit more, but I'm definitely just going to keep the yellow. I think it's gonna look beautiful on my skin too, because it comes off golden, and you know, I got that nice. I don't know what type of skin tone. I don't know what type of skin tone I got, but the shit is nice. Okay. Anyway, so this is the brand that I use at my studio. It's the natural hair color line that I use at my studio. So I'm gonna color the hair down to an ash blonde, but then it doesn't really come off as ash blonde. It just kind of helps me tone down the yellow a little bit, not a lot bit. And then yeah, so after I'm done doing all of that off camera, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna show you guys the finished result in daylight and also in my studio light. So this is my studio light. So this video, actually, this color looks way more yellower than it truly is, honestly, but here is the actual color. So yeah, this is the actual color. As I mentioned, it looks way more golden in my studio light than it really is. That's obviously because the camera setting, as well as it's laying against a black background. So for some reason, the camera is capturing it as what it really is not. But the wig, the hair, it's good. So let me take you guys outside and show you in daylight. Maybe that will actually make you say, okay, I can see what you're doing here, okay? Okay, so this is the wig in daylight. Like I said, the color is amazing. My studio light just made it, it just ruined it. Like, why you gotta do me like that, huh? Sorry. It literally just like made the color way more yellow than the color is actually. So this is the color in daylight. As you guys can see, we got some beautiful highlights. Okay, so the hair is stunning. I'm brushing through it. Don't mind me, okay? I walk around with Wednesday, big one indeed. You know, I'm coming through to work. Ain't nobody got time to be dressing up. Just kidding. I dress up too, okay? But on some days, I'd be like, why don't you look cute? Do a little bit of makeup and just wear your onesie. You know, because I live in Vancouver and the weather be like up and down, but that's not an excuse. I just be bummy. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate all of your support. I will catch up and see you another day. Thank you.